In this week's Live Picks, we share tips on how to pack smart for your next trip. But first, awards season is most definitely upon us. The Straits Times Live Theatre Awards was announced just this morning, and joining me now to share more is senior culture correspondent Ong Sor Fern. Sor Fern, we have to begin with this year's big winner, Oiwa, the Ghost of Yotsuya.
Okay, this production by the Finger Players was a commission of the Singapore International Festival of Art. It's based on this famous Japanese legend about Oiwa, a woman who is murdered by her husband, and then she comes back to haunt him. The judging panel were pretty much unanimous in awarding Oiwa 5 awards, including the Best Set, Best Costume, Best Ensemble, Best Director, and of course the biggest prize is the Production of the Year. It's quite a visually stunning production, and the story may be Japanese, but director Chong Zi-Chien, who also wrote the script, he brings a very Singaporean sensibility to this show. The staging uses bunraku puppetry, and it draws from a lot of pop culture references, from like horror pictures like The Ring to Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon. It's a great demonstration of what local theatre groups can do when they have the resources and the time to fully develop a show. I really hope that they can restage it, and then also that they can bring it on tour so that more people can watch it.
Yeah, I'll definitely would like to catch it. Now, Sor Fern, let's talk about the acting awards. Jo Tan for Best Actress, and of course, you know, theatre favourites Adrian Pang for Best Actor.
Yes. Actress Jo Tan has been a very busy bee in the last 2 years. She also writes. So King is a one-woman show for which she also won the Best Original Script Award. It's the story of this mousy woman who comes into her own when she discovers like a drag personality in her. And she plays all the 8 characters in this show. It really helped to have filmmaker Jasmine Ng direct her in the show. Jasmine also got a Best Director nomination, but that award went to Zi-Chien. The show was live streamed on digital, and Jasmine, what she did was she framed Jo in these very tight close-up, and she used like a 3-camera setup so that Jo could change characters just by turning her head, putting on a prop, changing an accent. So it's quite an amazing performance. And Adrian Pang is a familiar name to everybody. And I think that it's actually quite hard for him to win, because the judging panel, we've come to expect great things from him all the time. And I don't think he's ever given a bad performance in all the years that I've seen him on stage. So he won this year for The Son, which is about a father who's trying to deal with his son's mental health issues. And he was very moving in the role. So, you know, that's why he got it. I mean, he's very good at playing nuance, which is why he's earned like 16 nominations over the years. So this is his 5th win for acting.
Well, thank you so much for the sharing, Sor Fern. Right there, our senior culture correspondent, Ong Sor Fern. With borders reopening around the world, what do travellers need to do to stay safe before and during their trips? Let's get some advice from travel correspondent Clara Lock. Clara, let's start with what to pack. I've seen your latest piece online, and I have to admit, I didn't even think about taking with me ART kits to Johor Bahru last weekend.
So I think when people pack for COVID travel in the new normal, you're looking both for safety as well as peace of mind. And I think ART kits give you that because you can test yourself if you feel any symptoms and, you know, find out what's really going on in your body. And also with Singapore announcing that people can now do virtually supervised ART tests before they return to Singapore, you should definitely pack an ART kit for that, because it's going to make things so much more convenient before you fly home. And then also, I think it's useful to pack a throat spray or mouthwash with the active ingredient povidone iodine, because this has been shown to reduce the number of COVID particles in your throat. So I find it really useful to use this if I've just been in a crowded place. And then when you go home, you know, now it's the norm to wash your hands. And then I also use that gargle. And lastly, and this sounds really simple, I think it's really helpful to just have a pen in your bag. Because, you know, when you are at the airport and you're filling out one of those like arrival forms, or you're at a hotel reception and you fill out those forms, you don't want to touch the pen that hundreds of people have touched before you. So if you've got your own, you know, that's a useful little thing to have.
You're right, I always keep a pen handy, and in fact, I do carry a throat spray around as well. Now, besides packing smart, Clara, what else should travellers pay attention to once they arrive at their destination?
So one tip is if you're going to an attraction that you know is going to be crowded and popular, you can pre-book your tickets because this will save you time standing in line, and you might even get a discount, like a small discount, saving you some money as well. And then also I think it's like so many of us travel out of Singapore to escape the humidity here. So if you're abroad and it's nice weather, it's a good idea to dine al fresco because, just better air circulation and you get to sit outdoors. And I think when it comes to dining, we are used to carrying around hand sanitizer and we always use it before we eat. But I think it's also useful to have it in your bag and use it after you take public transport, because that's when you're going to be in contact with a lot of high touch points like grab poles and escalator handles, and you're also going to be in a crowded space. So that's just a nice little thing you can do for hygiene and to keep yourself safe.
Thank you for the tips and advice, Clara. Travel correspondent Clara Lock right there. And we have one more live pick for you over at the Marina Bay Sands Event Plaza, where 200 limited edition Louis Vuitton trunks are on display. Singapore is the show's first international stop. It is open to the public and admission is free. There's still plenty of time to catch the exhibition before it ends on April 27th. For fans of BTS, here's your chance to see the trunk designed by the K-pop group. It's displayed in its own room and you can even doodle on the walls. The trunk will be put up for auction in December after the show's final stop.